I sit on the advisory board for the Institute of Afrikology Resource Center, and I have been on this board now for 11 years. Greetings, my name is Phumzile. I sit on the advisory board for the Institute of Afrikology Resource Center, and I have been on this board now for 11 years. So I started in 2011, if I remember correctly, which is when I joined the advisory board. It looked a little bit different then than it does now. Now it's largely a board with more women than men, which is something that excites me as part of this journey of Afrikology. So when I joined Afrikology, the center was operating from the Bat Center. We used to have quite regularly, every single week, a couple of, let me say, 3 lectures. We had a curriculum, we do have a curriculum around the 4 flagship programs. So the discussions are informed by whatever activity is happening it's happening during that time. For instance, February is Black History Month. So Black History Month is one of our 4 flagship programs. Then in May we have Africa Day, and there would be programs centered around Africa Day for the entire month. And then we have Heritage Day. So the month of September is dedicated for that. So we'll have speakers, we will have activities centered around heritage. Then the last one, which closes off all the other activities and closes off the year and ties in everything else that we've done in a year. It's really, all these other activities are a build-up to what we call Kwanzaa Festival, honoring the 7 principles of Nguzo Saba, and then just wrapping up the year as well. What has been far more exciting for me in terms of what I've learned and what I see the role of Afrikology being in today's South Africa, in today's Africa, is a raised consciousness, or assisting in raising the consciousness of an African people, where we get to realign ourselves, where we get to re-energize ourselves, where we get to learn about ourselves, from ourselves, for ourselves, and hopefully where we will end up shaping a far more brighter future for those who are yet to come and those who are coming after us. But what resonates with me in this space is the fact that our people have forgotten who they are, how great they are, who they were born from, the heroes that have come before us. We have forgotten the greatness of this continent of Africa. We've forgotten how rich a continent, not just in minerals, but to the people who reside in this continent. And the Institute of Afrikology, on a daily basis, reminds us of those things, reminds us of the fact that we should be writing our own history, The reason we do not know our history, someone else has been writing our stories on our behalf. And if we do not teach our young ones, the students that are still studying at university today, those that are just being born now, if we do not raise their consciousness to the fact that an African child is a gifted, special person. An African child can do anything that they want to do. We let go of the mindset that because you're black, there are limitations. Because you're black, you're not special. Because you're black, you're not intelligent. There is nothing that an African child cannot do. And one of the focus areas for the Institute is the children. We have reading programs. We have the Sankore Children's Book Club. We have seen children from different schools come in here after school just to grab a book, sit and read. And that has been an exciting journey because in the area, in Guatoyan, there is no library. There is no resource center. There is no internet cafe. There is no space where a child can go, one, and be safe, and not only get an education, but also gain knowledge about who they are, where they are going, for them to know, what their place in the world is. My hopes and dreams for the Resource Center, out of the millions of hopes that I have, one is to see the center grow in the sense that it becomes a well-known institute that promotes Black excellence. We now need to stop thinking that anything that's African is unprofessional, it's weak, it has no place. We ourselves need to really rally around such spaces as this and promote them and give of our time and resources to make sure that it grows. So that's the first thing, to see the center grow. But also the teachings that children get here. Most of them, when they first arrive, have seen the map of Africa, but they have no idea what countries, how the borders came about, when did these different countries get their independence, who are the presidents, what precious minerals come out from those. We know nothing about our continent. Who are the great leaders of our time? Who are the great inventors, Black inventors? Because now there's a perception out there that inventors can only be white. There's no way that a Black person would have invented things that we're using today. So for us to be able to get our children interested and excited about the continent of Africa, the work and the contribution that the continent has brought towards the revolution that the world has been in is usually downplayed. I also am hoping and praying that the center becomes a go-to place for our practices, the way children are socialized. Because it's not just for children, parents are welcome too. The whole family is welcome too. It's not just for the little minds, but it stands to benefit members of the community and whoever else finds themselves in the space. But we also do not have a center that is a keeper of our African knowledge systems. And this is it, right here. That's what I'd like to see this place becoming. A space where books are written and published. A space where children can come and play. A space where mothers can come and do the garden. A space also where children would know that the minute they step into these gates, they step into a sacred, holy place. Because these here are sacred grounds. And hopefully one day we will have more than one institute, because there is so much work to do, but so few people doing the work that needs to be done. And it would be great to find another center in another area, or as many areas as we can, over the passage of time. Hence, the emphasis on training, on educating our volunteers so that they too can be able to teach others. I think that's it for me.